Hello ladies and gentle males, my name is Van Damme and today, I want to tell you a real story that is based on my real life which I actually live for real in the real world. When I was a young man, I used to train in the art of fighting under a very kind master. He loved me like a son and I loved him like he was my daddy. To the untrained eyes, much of what we are doing might seem like nonsense. But trust me, a warrior who has mastered the techniques of fancy hand signs can even breathe fire and summon lightning bolts like they do in Naruto. Many people don't know, but Naruto is actually based on real-life ninjas. Sometimes, my kind master would repeatedly punch me in my stomach, but all I felt in his punches was love. And love is very painful. Like that time I was in love with my ex-girlfriend was very painful. If you thought getting punched was bad enough, my very kind and loving father figure of a master would sometimes beat me with a stick that was as long as my relationship with my ex-girlfriend. One day he even tied me up in the manner of BDSM. For those of you who don't know what BDSM means, it means, bad days saves money. Because when you have a bad day, you don't feel like doing anything, and not doing anything actually saves a lot of money. If you're broke, stop having a good life and become sad to save money. But using my immense strength, I was able to break free from the bondage. My master was very impressed. He may not show it, but I know my master was proud of me that day. One time he made me serve him and his wife tea with a blindfold over my eyes. It was almost as if he was single-handedly inventing a new method of child labor. Sometimes I wonder if it was really a necessary part of the training and not him just abusing me. His wife kept smiling the entire time. That reminds me of the old saying, behind every abusive man is a psychopathic woman. After 69 months of intense training, intense punching, intense beating, intense BDSM and intense child labor, I finally completed my training under my very kind, loving and wholesome master. To this day, I am very grateful to him. One day, as I was engaging in my daily intense workout session, a young man came to me and said, "Bro, you have a very sexy jawline," and I said, "Thank you." Then he told me that my master was dying. Geez, I was already breaking a sweat, now he wants me to break into tears. I wonder what other bodily fluid he will demand next. I mean, he and I are not in that kind of relationship yet. I don't think I am ready to give him my blood. Some people ask for too much, like how my ex-girlfriend used to ask me for my time and attention and won't shut up until she gets it. I immediately proceeded to go meet my master at his home. I knocked on his door and an Asian MILF opened the door. For those of you who don't know what MILF means, it means mothers in late 50s. I entered his room and there he was, sleeping on his bed like a normal person. I was a little disappointed because he didn't notice me like my ex-girlfriend didn't notice me entering her heart. I was disappointed in my master's lack of awareness because awareness is a very crucial part of being a warrior. If you have awareness, you can see incoming attacks without actually seeing with your eyes. I'll show you how to do this later. I asked him how he was and he said he was not okay. What kind of normal person says that? We all know a normal person should say, "I'm okay," regardless of how not okay they are. My master told me that as his favorite student, I should go to Hong Kong and enter a fighting tournament, possibly winning it to bring honor to his name. I don't know if you can tell, but this man is very selfish and I don't think he really loves me like a son. I finally reached Hong Kong and was on my way to the hotel. As I was traveling on a bus, a very big young man entered the bus and gave everyone a dirty look. He proceeded to sit behind a beautiful woman who was probably on her way to a Bible study. The big young man started flirting with the lady and I just sat there like the perfect gentle male that I am who knows how to mind his own business. He even showed his very muscular legs to prove that he doesn't skip leg days. Any other woman would have been on his lap by now, considering even a straight man like me was struggling to resist the urge of being with him. It was very shocking, but the Christian lady in front of him didn't fall in love with him. Yes, I know, Christian women are different. After the long journey, I reached the hotel and believe it or not, the big young man from the bus was standing in the lobby playing video games. People who think that only weak men play video games have poor judgment. The big young man told me that his name was Jack and asked me if I wanted to play with him, and I said yes. Despite his looks, he does have the heart of an angel. The game we were playing was a very realistic fighting game. The 5-frame jump animation was the most fluid jumping animation I had seen in all my days as a gamer. I genuinely think that it was the most exciting and most immersive gameplay experience. My character landed a kick on his character and that instantly knocked him out, giving me 1,000 points and a win. Jack put up a tough fight. The entire Tekken 7 community must be shaking right now. Jack and I became best friends. We ate together, we drank together, we played together, we slept together. But we say, no homo, to each other, so it's cool. Our guide took us to the organizers of the tournament, and one of them had the longest face I had ever seen. Too bad his jawlines were not as distinct as mine. They led us through a dark alley, and although we were in Hong Kong, for a moment I thought we were around Hazy Park or New Market in Dimapur. We reached the venue, and one of the guys in charge didn't believe that I had what it took to fight and asked me to prove myself before he allowed me to participate. I proceeded to take my clothes off and decided to break a brick from the stack that was conveniently placed as if it were a movie prop. A feat like that would surely prove that I was more than strong enough to enter the tournament. As I was about to hit a brick, I noticed that more and more people began to gather to watch me do it. I am not going to lie, I was a little shy of all the attention I was getting, but Master raised a warrior, not a quitter. With the desire to show off, I took a deep breath and landed a solid hit on the top brick. The impact was so great that only the bottom brick broke. And that was more than enough display of strength and technique to impress them, and I was finally allowed to participate. Back at the hotel, I stopped a guy from harassing a lady because, and I am not saying this again, I am a gentle male. After I saved her, she became my girlfriend. Even though I had to fight the next day, for which I should be training, I decided to take my girlfriend for a walk. Remember guys, love is more important than fights. And if you and your girlfriend are in a fight, just stop fighting and make love to her. It's not that hard. Contrary to popular belief, making love actually means taking your girlfriend out for a walk along the river, avoiding premarital hand-holding.
I'm a scat man.